I'll never forget Tony's look in Civil War. The moment Natasha betrays him and lets Steve escape, Tony lies badly injured and Tony's alone again. It wasn't the first betrayal or the last. The Avengers often mocked Tony, deceived him, went against him. But every time things headed towards disaster, they always came back to him because Tony thought rationally. He spoke the language of facts. He was a man of action. In Civil War, he was right. Tony wanted to change the system from within, logically. Any system you can either fix from inside or destroy completely. Steve chose something else. He just ran away like an offended kid who wouldn't accept the rules of the game. And that actually makes sense. Stark is the son of an industrial billionaire, a man from the elite. He grew up inside the system and knows how it works. He knows what you can break and what you better fix carefully so it doesn't all blow to hell. He used to negotiating, pressuring, calculating risks, thinking several steps ahead, while Steve's an ordinary Brooklyn kid without much education, without understanding how the big world works. A soldier by nature, not a strategist. They put him from the tube and gave him a shield, and that's it. One tries to manage reality, the other just smash it with his shield. And now the most interesting part. After two fresh teasers with Steve and Thor, plus hundreds of leaks, it's obvious. Avengers Doomsday is a large-scale civil war. Only now, it's about control over heroes and the fate of the entire multiverse. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans will again be at the story's center on opposite sides. Two views, two ways to save reality threatened by incursions. And like before, the question won't be who is stronger, but who is right. The whole mess with incursions started with the Avengers. They played with time, they scattered the stones, they created tons of alternate timelines, and ultimately Loki. Loki, who turned the multiverse into a place where incursions are even possible. Steve stood out especially. He didn't just return the stone and leave. He stayed with Peggy, created an alternate universe, and any universe starts branching over time. New lines appear, new worlds, new mistakes. That's how the infinite sprawl of realities emerged, leading straight to incursions. Here's the juiciest part. In one of the alternate universes created by Steve or Avengers actions, Tony Stark became Doctor Doom. There used to be a popular theory it was Tony who survived the snap in another timeline, but post-snap he had scars just like Doom's in the comics. Now, after two teasers with Steve and Thor, it fits differently. We can confidently say that this Doom was born from Steve's decisions, and his scars aren't from the snap, but from an incursion. Insiders say Avengers Doomsday heavily features fatherhood themes, and the teasers confirm it outright. The first teaser shows Steve has a son. In the Thor teaser, he prays to Odin to survive the battle and return to his daughter Love. Not accidental. Per leaks, Doctor Doom in his reality had a family too. Wife, little kid. He was happy playing with his son, living a normal life. Then an incursion happened and clash of two universes. His world was destroyed. Family died. And Victor survived with those exact scars. We've heard this version before. Doom isn't just a villain, he's a father who lost everything. There's even a leak that in one universe his wife was Sue Storm and son Franklin. That could explain why Dr. Doom knows Franklin's powers so well, why he's hunting Reed Richards' kid at all. Maybe that's why Doom kidnaps Richards. He wants to use his power to reach the TVA and Loki, the very system holding the multiverse together. Something else matters. Doom seeks not just revenge. Having lost his family and home universe, he wants to stop the incursions. But along the way, he realizes it can't be fixed. You can only destroy the system itself, destroy the world tree, destroy the multiverse, and create a single reality, Battle World. Steve Rogers' actions were one cause of an incursion that destroyed Doom's universe. The alternate timeline of choosing to stay with Peggy, the sprawl of realities, all led to catastrophe. Victor lost his family, got scarred, and pinned responsibility on Steve. Because of this, the film seems to shift from classic Doom vs. Richards conflict. The center might be Doom vs. Captain America. If true, the main figures will be Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans characters. We will see Civil War again, but multiverse scale. Some heroes will side with Doctor Doom, likely pragmatic ones, but most will stick with Steve as a symbol of freedom and justice. After all, not everyone will like the idea of destroying the multiverse. Meanwhile, the MCU will collide more tightly with the X-Men universe, and here we see a direct Civil War sequel. You can beat an empire from outside as much as you want, it endures. But destroy it from within and it collapses itself. That's exactly how Doctor Doom operates. He doesn't just attack, he sets the heroes from two universes against each other, making them see enemies in one another. In that chaos, any resistance falls apart before the fight even starts. While heroes argue, doubt, and war among themselves, Drew calmly heads to his goal. Doom tries to reach the TVA and Loki, and even inside the TVA, things aren't straightforward. After the leadership change, some agents disagree with the new policy. Some will support Victor Von Doom, others will gather the hero team to stop him. All this leads to a massive final battle. Doctor Doom wins, removes his masks, reveals his face. Heroes are shocked. Before them is the familiar face of Tony Stark, but it won't matter anymore. After creating Battle World, the heroes will forget the MCU ever existed. Doctor Doom and Strange will wipe their memories so they think they've always lived in this world. It's already known that in the final scene of the next Friendly Hood Spider-Man, Peter Parker, with his memory messed up, suddenly wakes up in the Battle World. That means Doomsday and Spider-Man 4 events will likely run parallel to each other. The next teaser will focus on Victor, and it's coming out soon and it sparks huge curiosity. If fatherhood is truly the key, it makes sense to show his loss. Maybe we'll see Robert Downey Jr. without his mask or armor with kids, then an explosion, a whole universe dying. Thanks for watching, see you next time, friends.